Hello, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the unsolved murder of Nima Louise Carter. If I pronounce any names wrong, I do apologize. Now let's get into it. Rose and George Carter could hear their 19-month-old daughter, Nima Louise, crying in her bedroom after they put her to bed on Halloween night 1977. Since they subscribed to the cried-out parenting method, however, they didn't check on her. The following morning, Rose asked George if he had seen Nima after finding the child's crib empty. As they searched the house together, the couple quickly realized their daughter was gone. The nursery window was locked, as was the front door to the house. George later speculated that someone had been hiding in Nima's room that night, and he spent decades questioning his and Rose's decision to let Nima cry herself to sleep. What if we had gotten up to check on her that night? What if we had brought her in to sleep with us? George wondered in a 2007 interview. The police were immediately called and were as baffled as the parents due to there not being any obvious signs of anyone breaking in. All the doors were locked from the inside, and none of the windows were broken. After assessing the scene, police pointed to the large wardrobe in Nima's bedroom. It was large enough for a grown adult to comfortably hide within. The parents hypothesized that shortly after they had left the room, Nima saw the kidnapper and started crying as a call for help. They also closely investigated Nima's parents, George and Rose Carter, but found no evidence linking them to their daughter's disappearance. As time went on and no new evidence could be found, speculation started to emerge that it was the parents who had staged a kidnapping. Fortunately, after several hours of interrogation and tests with a lie detector, they were found to be innocent. The day before Thanksgiving, a Fort Sill soldier investigated an abandoned house where a group of children claimed a child's body had fallen out of an old refrigerator. The soldier later found Nima's body in the home. An autopsy determined that Nima suffocated after being placed in the fridge while still alive. On April 8, 1976, a Lawton babysitter named Jackie Robidoux reportedly lured twin girls Mary Elizabeth Carpitcher and Augustine Tina Jacqueline Carpitcher out of their home. 16-year-old Robidoux took the girls, who were both 3 and a half, to an abandoned house and locked them in an old refrigerator. After being trapped for 2 days, Mary perished from suffocation, but Tina managed to find enough air to survive until a group of children playing near the home heard her cries for help. When questioned about the incident, the surviving twin indicated that Robidoux was responsible. Even with Tina's witness statement, Robidoux didn't stand trial until 3 years later. Despite Tina Carpitcher telling police that Jackie Robidoux had kidnapped her and her sister, the child's young age and lack of physical evidence prevented any charges from being brought against the teen girl. Robidoux was described as quiet and shy, and she eventually began babysitting for other families around this time. Rose and George Carter began hiring Robidoux to babysit Nima. Both of the Carters worked full-time and enjoyed going out on the weekend. According to George Carter, Nima was fond of Robidoux and would greet her with a hug when she came to babysit. 2 months before Nima was abducted on Halloween, the Carters experienced 2 other strange occurrences at their home. First, the family dog was poisoned by an unknown person, and only a few days after the poisoning, the family's home was vandalized again, and there was no suspects. But George Carter stated that he felt the crimes were committed by someone close to his family, and likely by the same person who killed Nima. As the investigation continued, police then questioned Jackie Robidoux along with another neighborhood babysitter. When asked about her whereabouts on Halloween, Robidoux reportedly told authorities that she had been playing bingo. Though Robidoux said nothing that would indicate her potential guilt, investigators noted odd behavior, later stating she never looked you in the eyes, her eyes were always somewhere else or looking at the ground. According to retired police detective Cecil Davidson, Jackie Robidoux was the most likely suspect in Nima's death. However, despite her connection to the Carpitcher twins' abduction and Mary Carpitcher's subsequent death, the district attorney never charged Robidoux with Nima Louise Carter's death. Davidson acknowledged that detectives weren't able to find any conclusive physical evidence that pointed to Robidoux or anyone else, but circumstantial evidence regarding Carter's case was later used when Robidoux was tried for the murders of Mary Carpitcher. One of the Carpitchers neighbors Thelma McCaig eventually testified that she witnessed Jackie Robidoux dragging the twins from their home on the night of April 8th, and that both girls were trying to get away from Robidoux. However, McCaig didn't report the incident to police, later claiming that, quote, "I guess like other people, I didn't want to get involved," unquote. Similarities between Nima Louise Carter's abduction and the Carpenter twins' abduction paint a compelling picture, but are largely circumstantial evidence. To begin with, Jackie Robidoux babysat for all three children. She was also spotted near both of the crime scenes before the girls disappeared. Not only that, Robidoux had easy access to both homes as the family's babysitter. Furthermore, all three children were found in the refrigerators of abandoned homes. Some have been noted that all three children were Native American, while not related to the actual crimes. It is a strange coincidence that children were the ones to find both Nima and the Carpenter twins. Although Jackie Robidoux was never officially charged with Nima Louise Carter's death, she was charged with first-degree murder in 1979 for the death of Mary Carpenter. Their surviving twin, Tina, took the stand as the prosecution's key witness during the two trials, the first occurring when she was just 10 years old. The first attempt to put Robidoux behind bars ended with a mistrial. In 1985, Robidoux was found guilty during the second trial, and the judge sentenced her to life in prison. The former babysitter attempted several appeals, but she perished in prison from cirrhosis of the liver on August 26, 2005. Despite all the speculation surrounding Robidoux's possible involvement in Nima's death, George Carter was never convinced that she murdered his daughter. "This Jackie Robidoux we knew. No, it just doesn't add up," Carter said in an interview. "I never sensed that about Robidoux." In contrast, Nima's grandmother, Audrey Carter, characterized Robidoux as just weird and believed the babysitter was capable of committing the crime. In a 2019 interview, George Carter said he wished he could speak with Robidoux, who had died 14 years prior. "I'd like to talk to Jackie now," Carter told a reporter. "If I did, I'd ask her if she killed Nima. I'd hope she would tell me the truth." Carter also stated that he had forgiven Nima's killer in order to move on with his life. No other suspects have been named or charged in this case, and Nima's murder remains unsolved. If you have any information regarding the kidnapping and death of Nima Carter, you are encouraged to contact the Lawton Police Department at 580-581-3270. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Do you think it was Jackie Robidoux? Do you think it was somebody else? Let me know. Thank you for listening. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing and liking my channel, and I will see you on the next one.